So, you're in Naples, Florida, and you're looking for a good espresso. Well, you came to the right place. Each week, I'm going to share with you my favorite places for espresso. I may share with you some places that you should avoid too. But for the most part, we're going to focus on the positive. And so without further ado, let's dive right into it. Hello and welcome to the Espresso Report. I'm your host, Moony Mann. And on this channel, we are going to talk about my favorite places to get espresso in my hometown, which is beautiful Naples, Florida. Now, since this is the Genesis episode, I'd like to give you a little bit of history about me. I am not a barista. However, I am an avid espresso connoisseur, and over the past 3 decades in Naples, Florida, I have been working as a live music entertainer, and I have worked at a variety of public and private venues, and I've played thousands of gigs at high-end restaurants and private country clubs. And one of the conditions of my performance contract involves having 1 espresso prior to the performance. And that does a couple of things. It helps me warm up my pipes, and it gives me a little extra kick so that I can perform with a little bit more energy. And you know what I mean, caffeine. So, I have had espresso at some of the best private country clubs, and the espresso was horrible. And I have had espresso at some of the best restaurants in Naples. And I'm going to share with you my favorite spots. On this channel, we're not going to give a rating on the espresso. We're not going to give it a score. It is not a competition. All this channel is basically my opinion about where to find the best espressos and the best espresso spots in my hometown. Now, if you want to skip ahead and go right to the first venue, the timestamp is right here. And you can go and skip ahead and fast forward to that section. Since this is the Genesis episode, I would like to share with you where my favorite venue is for espresso. And that would be at a place that I have performed literally, I think now the count is over 5,000 performances. And each of those performances began with a double espresso. My favorite place in Naples is BiCE Ristorante on the corner of 5th Avenue South and 3rd Street South in downtown Naples. It is arguably the best restaurant in Naples, and they've been open now for 17 years. And for most of those years, I have been their live music director. I hire the musicians and schedule the musicians that perform at BiCE for happy hour and at other special events at the venue. We're not going to go into too many technical details. I'm just going to give you a general outline of the equipment used, the bean, and may cover things like how I felt while I was at a venue, and my emotions, not just about the espresso, but the environment, my surroundings, the service, those sorts of things. And before we begin, I would like to thank Mr. Luca DeFalco for giving me unprecedented access to the espresso machine at BiCE. And keep in mind when you're watching the video, and it's a short video, keep in mind that I went in early between the lunch and dinner rush, and as the kitchen is resetting and they're setting up for the dinner rush, it's a very active kitchen, and so I wanted to just get in and out. And so you'll see a short clip of me inside the kitchen making the espresso, but the object of my, or at least the objective, was to get in and out as fast as possible, to stay out of the way. I believe BiCE, if I'm not wrong, and somebody correct me down in the comments, I believe if you include all of the outside and inside dining seating at BiCE, BiCE is the largest restaurant in Naples by seating. So, I may be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that you know what I should say? It's the largest public restaurant. I have performed some private country clubs that have restaurants inside their facilities, and some of those seat 500, 600, 800, whereas I think BiCE seats maybe 300, max out at 300 when they use the fountain area out in front of the restaurant. I think they max out at around 300. So as far as public restaurants, I believe they're the biggest in Naples. If not in Naples, I'm fairly certain that they're the largest restaurant in downtown Naples. Anyway, back to espresso. I'm going to run down there today. I am going to have a quick serving of espresso with manager Ezia Anderson. She is the manager of BiCE, and she is going to sit down with me for a second and have a sip. Anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for stopping by. If you're in the Naples area, I encourage you to check out this channel. And if you like espresso like I like it, which is just coffee, I don't care for sugar, sweeteners, cream, milk, garnish, cinnamon, just coffee, just espresso. That's all I like. And I like a double. And I've sampled around town at a few places, so I think I might know a thing or two about espresso. Am I the world authority on espresso? No. Again, this is just my opinion. So, let's head downtown and get a cup of espresso. It is a picturesque coastal town in South Florida, right on the Gulf of Mexico. I am standing about 400 yards away from the beach, and I am about to go into the world famous BiCE Ristorante and have what is arguably the best espresso in this city. Okay, let's talk about this machine. It is an Italian-made Wega model Orion. It is a copper boiler and tube machine that is water-fed from the Naples municipal water supply and is very well filtered. Also, it is meticulously maintained so that it can consistently serve time after time. And trust me, it is extremely consistent. And how do I know? Well, it's because I've had thousands of double espressos at BiCE. Wow. Well, that's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the thumbs up button, click the subscribe button, and make sure you click that little notification bell for weekly updates. Next week, we're going to go to a place that I've never been before. It just opened, and I'm dying to try out their new espresso machine. So, join me next week and find out where it's at. Also, if you've stayed this far into the video, I have a little surprise for you. If you will go to BiCE and get an espresso and take a picture of yourself or have someone take a picture of you at BiCE drinking a cup of espresso and post it in the comments below on this video, I'm going to pick one lucky winner next month, and I'm going to send them a white BiCE Ristorante baseball cap. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great day. See you next week.